before we start the video, I would like to express a big thanks and special shout out to Annapolis Hyundai for allowing me to come out and film the 2020 Genesis G70. 2020 Genesis G70 does have a typical newer style Genesis key fob, and this one does have a gray exterior. These are 5-spoke 19-inch alloy wheels with your red brake calipers, and it has a cream leather interior. Stepping inside, let's go ahead and start this one up. It is a 6-speed. Make sure the car's in neutral. It is push button, so make sure your foot is on the brake and clutch. And press the button. Starts up perfect. This one does only have 53 miles on it. Has a 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel with side bolstering grip extensions, as well as your steering wheel mounted controls on the left side. That controls your Bluetooth and your controls for the center infotainment screen in the gauge cluster. And your right side is for your cruise control and all of your drive modes. Here and here. Like I mentioned, it is a 6-speed manual. And just push all the way over for reverse. And it is a backup camera with guidance lights that turn when you turn the steering wheel. To most people, having a manual transmission in a new car is not very surprising, but it actually is. This was the only car that the Hyundai dealership had that was a manual transmission. Let's go and cut on the headlights. And the hazards. All 4 windows are fully automatic. Let's go and check out the exterior, shall we? The car will also beep to let you know that the key fob has lost proximity of the car and the car is still running. Very stylish looking car. For those of us that remember, back in the early 2010s, Hyundai had its luxury cars called Hyundai Genesis. Now, back before Hyundai Genesis was a complete different brand, they had the Hyundai Equus. And the Hyundai Equus was Hyundai's flagship sedan. It was the most expensive Hyundai you could buy. And then they made the Hyundai Genesis. And that did really well, and that kind of replaced the Equus. And then Genesis made their own brand. This is luxury. This is Hyundai's luxury brand called Genesis. So it's their own different brand. So if you ever hear somebody say Hyundai Genesis and they say, oh, it's a 2020 Hyundai Genesis, then they're wrong. It's just a Genesis. And you can see your Genesis G70 badges along the back. This one being the sport one with the 6-speed manual, you do get the dual exhaust. Popping open the trunk. Very large opening trunk. Storage here, as well as over here a little bit. LED brake lights, the Genesis badging in the brake light itself, and the standard halogen turn signal. Into the back seat here. It is very cramped back here with this seat all the way back. I literally can't even move. No air vents either. 2 cup holders, as well as a leather-stitched armrest. Pretty cool to find a manual car these days. Most new cars are almost always automatics. Into the passenger seat. It is a nice feeling shifter, and it is very tight. Front defrost, rear defrost. You can also turn them both on at the same time. Heated and ventilated front seats. Dual zone climate control. It also displays what temperature you're at in the infotainment system. All of your different radio controls are right here. Media input. You can favorite a song by doing this. Seek, track, home, phone settings, and your setup. Tune is right here. Power and the volume. You can also close and open the vents. They are both fully adjustable. There are 2 here, 1 here, over there, and then these are for your defrost. Large opening glove box. It is also padded on the inside. Lexicon speaker system right here as well as right here. A large speaker right here as well as area in the door pocket for you to store some drinks. Center armrest opens up the center console. Brake projector headlamps, as well as LED turn signals, LED running lights, and LED headlights. Your Genesis badge right here. It's a very elegant looking car. A lot of people don't even know that Genesis exists, so if you tell them you own a Genesis, they're probably going to look at you and say, oh wow, is that new? And it's been around for about 4 years now. And Genesis is, like I said, Hyundai's flagship luxury brand. Toyota has Lexus, Honda has Acura, Nissan has Infiniti, and Hyundai has Genesis. Heated steering wheel, very luxurious. Let's go ahead and see how this one sounds. Hear the beautiful crackle in that exhaust. That's going to conclude our in-depth tour, walk around, startup, and exhaust clip of the 2020 Genesis G70.